Hey, welcome back. Fellow YouTuber Kate made a request for Secret of Life by James Taylor, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a great JT tune. JT, as you probably know, is one of my favorites. And so let's learn Secret of Life. Come on. Okay, so the Secret of Life is in the key of C, but if you're familiar with things that James does, he'll take the capo and put it on the 3rd fret so that he could use an A form instead of a standard C form down here. And so that's what we're going to do. I've got the capo on the 3rd fret. We're going to place an A form here. Now when I speak of the chords for this song, I'm going to talk about them like I was playing without a capo, and I call them an A or a D. But really this is a C. But I'm going to call it an A for the form, okay? Okay, so Secret of Life again in the key of C, but played here. And the first chord is an A add 9. And you probably know, if you've watched this video that I made about the tools and techniques that James Taylor uses in his songs, that the add 9 chord is a favorite of his. And the way you form an add 9 chord is you take a regular major chord, and for the root you substitute the 9th. So instead of a A, I'm going to play a B, and I keep these other 2 fingers here, and that comes out like this. Beautiful, beautiful chord. A add 9 or add 2, however you want to think of it. Okay, so the main riff, or the signature of the song, is at the very beginning. And it's going to be the hardest thing to learn, so let's go over it. And so it's all based on this A add 9 chord, switching to an E7 suspended 4, E sus 4 chord, E7 sus 4 chord, technically, okay? And really those are the first 2 chords in the initial riff, or the signature of the song. The picking pattern to do it as correctly as you can, I think, is, we'll stop there. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, off this A add 9. Okay? And then, staying on the A add 9, we're going to go 4, 1, 5, 3, switch to an E7 sus 4, 5, 3, and then 6, 4, 1. Real slow that would be. And that, I think, is the right way to play that particular riff or lick. However, if you've watched it in my videos, I like to add my own variations often. And so let me give you a suggestion on what you could do with this. First of all, just know that if you miss, or whatever, as long as you keep that rhythm going, you're going to be pretty good, especially if you do this line. Whoops. As long as you get that in there. So take heart in that. Secondly, James admits in his own tutorial of Secret of Life, and that's on the internet if you want to watch that, he admits that he's heavily influenced by Brazilian music by Carlos Jobim. I think of it as bossa nova. And one of the hallmarks of bossa nova when you're playing it is to have the root and the 5th alternate. So, for example, say the root was this C. Again, like I have a capo here, but think of it like a C. Then the 5th would be right above it, a G. And here is an example of a bossa nova type feel. So you see that root is always alternating with the 5th. So you can do that, I think, in this little riff, and no one will be the wiser, and it'll sound pretty cool. The 5th is this E to the root A. So this E is also the 5th. You can do this. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, or 2, 3 rather. So again, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 3, instead of 3, 2, 3. That's the one difference. And this will sound like this. Okay. To me, it adds a little variation that separates this down here. It really sounds pretty good. So again, the original is, and this variation is, I think both are just fine. And one other thing, at the very end, where you're playing this E7 sus4 and you're going 6, 4, 1, why not go 6, 3, 2? Those notes are also there. So let me play it with both variations. Okay. That will work as well. You've got the main thing going on, or in this case, and you're hearing, I'm just hitting different notes. So if you miss while you're working on this lick and you play extra notes or different notes, it should be just fine. And you can even add those variations just to color it differently. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on the riff. So let's go over the chords, and it starts off with the A add 9. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of the E7 sus4 of time. When you say time, you go to the lick. A add 9. Any fool can do any sus4. A add 9. There ain't nothing to it. And then he really goes to a E7 sus4 to E7, A7 sus4 to A7. But when he gets the A7 sus4 to A7, he adds an F sharp and an E. So as emphasis. Okay. From there you go to a D major 7, or you can go like a D major 7 sus2 and take this finger off. It's kind of cool. So nobody knows how we C sharp minor or C sharp minor 7 got to the top of the hill. Now this is where it's really tough, because he does another add 9, but it's an F sharp add 9. And to do an F sharp add 9 where this is the bass, it's a 5 fret stretch. It's this. I have to lean into it just to get it. So a lot of players, I think James himself even, his fingers are older, will go. He'll actually hit this note with his little finger and then switch to this note with his middle finger and not hold them both. Okay? But I think if you possibly can, playing the chord is the best way to go, for the reason of you want to hear these 2 notes ring. So this note is not even being played, this ring finger, but I keep it there in order to make the chord number 1, and then number 2, if I miss this root, I'll be hitting a right note. So, whoop, that was hard. Very hard to play, but if you can possibly do that chord, that's the right chord. And then it goes to this C sharp, it's like a C sharp minor 9. It's funny, this chords can have different names. This sort of looks like a F sharp 7, sus4, add the 13, but played with a C sharp bass. So F sharp 7, sus4, add 13 over C sharp is another name for this chord. and it's middle 4, top, then to an F sharp augmented 5th, and you can just play it like this. The full chord would be with a little finger here, but okay. So nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. I missed it. Okay. And then B minor 7, since we're on our way down. B7 with a B minor 7 with an E bass, and then E over F sharp. Back to the B minor 7. Might as well enjoy the ride, and ride is an E augmented 5th. Or you can just do these notes because you're not actually plucking the 5th string. Okay? And that brings us right back to the second verse, which is going back to the A add 9. A secret of love is opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Same. Don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. Whoa, missed it again. To the B minor 7, since we're only here for a while, to the with an E, and then the E over F sharp. Might as well show some style. Okay, so we've repeated the first verse exactly the same. The second verse is the same. Now we go to a different part. Back to the A add 9. Give us a smile. Now here, you want to play this minor 7 form, or minor 9 form, and then to an A7. So it looks like this. Give us a smile, isn't it? Back to the D major 7 or the D major 7 sus2. Lovely ride. Now we go to a C sharp minor, and then a C minor major 7, C sharp minor major 7. So we're just taking this note and going down a half step. Down, back to the C sharp minor 9, down, and then the F sharp augmented 5th. B minor 7, try not to try too hard. Here's the thing, when you're doing the B minor 7 with the E, which is what's next, if you can take your bar and kind of do your finger like this, so that the E is open and only the middle 4 strings are being barred. So not. Full. It's pretty cool. It's just a lovely ride. A add 9. Okay, and that's essentially it. When he, let's go. Might as well go through the third verse, shall we? We'll just go through the chords. So the thing about time is that time isn't really real. Just your point of view. E7 sus4. How does it feel to you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space. Okay. Now here, there's a little lick that goes on. Like that. Well, that is difficult to do when you're playing this chord, which is what you're actually going to do. So I came up with my own little lick, which I think mimics that fairly well. So planets spinning through space, go to the B7 with an E and hammer. chord, you're really just hammering on this note and then you're plucking the rest of the chord. Go to the F sharp, the E over F sharp, and hit the E or the F sharp and then hammer on. To me, that's a good substitute that sticks with the chords. So, planets spinning through space, smile upon your face. Augmented fifth, back to the A add 9. Welcome to the human race. Okay, now he's going to do that E minor to the A7, but he does the minor 7 with the ring finger on the D and the little finger on the G because he wants this motion. That's actually it. G, F sharp, E. Well, I'm plucking all these strings. And then A7, sus4 to A7. So, give us a smile. C sharp minor, I'll be sliding, minor major 7, down to the C sharp minor 9, to the augmented 5th, B minor 7, try not to try too hard, then B minor 7 over E with your finger like this so you can get the high E as well. It's just a lovely ride. Again. I'll be sliding down, gliding down to the B minor 7. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Does this thing. So as an alternate, keep the A add 9 and just kind of play with it, and then add your little finger on the 4th fret. That's an alternative way to end it. And there you have it, Secret of Life by James Taylor. It can be a little complex. It's got some of that Brazilian influence, but I think you can do it if you put your mind to it. And it's a great song to have in your repertoire and under your fingers. So good luck. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.